Hello and welcome back to 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your producer, Jeremiah Long, and joining me to talk about Christian Harris out of the University of Alabama in our draft prospect special is our host, Mr. Logan Landers. How's it going, man?
First off, Jeremiah, I just gotta say before we start this video, all the Alabama fans out there, roll tide. Gotta get that out the way first and foremost. But I'm doing great talking some more football with the draft coming up in late April. We got to get all these prospects in, right? We're trying to cover all the rounds, not just the first, not the second. We're trying to go all the way deep, right? We're getting 6 and 7 round guys, and we are here landing on Christian Harris with this video, this episode. Can't wait to talk more about the very talented young man out of Alabama. Roll Tide.
Absolutely. And I think it's really important, and I want to note this for our audience as well. Yes, it's really exciting, the first round draft picks. Yes, it's really exciting, the names that you hear about all over the place. Alabama's very exciting, and they're going to be back with a vengeance next year because for once they didn't win the national championship. And, and so they're going to be back with a vengeance. But keep this in mind, that's one of the reasons that we are going deep because the headlines might be made by the first round draft pick, the first overall pick, the first few picks in the first round, those types of things. But these young men who've been working very hard throughout their football careers, starting in high school, all the way through college, these men are trying to figure out whether they're going to end up on the biggest stage in the world for football in the NFL, or whether they're going to go on and create an amazing career for themselves post-college in a career field. And it doesn't matter if you are first pick or you were the last pick in the entire draft, getting sent up to the NFL is absolutely not only life-changing, but just a mark in your permanent record, as they say, for your career and for your life and for what you end up doing later in life. Plenty of NFL draft people, maybe go and only play 1 or 2 years in the league and then start their professional career. So no matter what Christian Harris does, and no matter when he gets drafted, and hopefully he does get drafted, we think that he will, is one of the reasons we're covering him, is that we just are really excited to celebrate along with him, along with the entire world of football, as each of these young men take their next step into greatness, onto these next stages or onto their professional career. So without further ado, Mr. Logan Landers, Christian Harris out of Alabama, tell us, what are we excited about this young man?
This guy is super talented, Jeremiah. Obviously, to play at Alabama, you got to have a good bit of talent. Standing at 6'2", 232, a very good linebacker. When I say that, right, he played in 2019 as a freshman. He played in 12 games. He started in 12 games. He did a great job, right? 61 tackles, 7.5 of those come for a loss in just his first season. So you already knew this guy had some good potential. Well, then here comes 2020, right? He gets even better. 79 total tackles, 7 tackles for losses there. Played in all 13 games last year. And then this past season, 2021, his junior year, right? He's foregoing his senior year at Alabama. And man, what a year he had. In 15 games he played, he had 80 total tackles, so one more than last year, but 11.5 tackles for loss. Also a career high in sacks with 5.5. So he may, in 3 short years, he did a very good job of getting his draft stock up, making Alabama just keeping up that amazing tradition of just super talented players on offense and defense. And for a guy, right, he's a hard worker, came out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, went to Alabama, and he's not afraid to get dirty, man. He will go out there and lay it all on the line each and every Saturday, now Sundays, right, in the NFL. And I think this dude's going to be a special prospect. So let's talk more about him. Runs a 4.6 40, right? Pretty solid time for him. He's still super young, right? He's born January 16, 2001. So what, he's 22 now, 21, 22. He's still super young. And he has very good potential to be a very good player. Probably the second round is when we'll see him get drafted. And after, being a good linebacker for his 3 solid seasons there, he
Oh, I hear you there, Mr. Logan Landers. Yeah, he definitely had a solid season coming in there. I mean, he was one of the go-to guys for Alabama. I mean, we're talking about a linebacker here for the University of Alabama. He has seen it all in his time so far. So, Mr. Logan Landers, we're going to pause for just a second as we get him back into the game here. And so stick with us. It's just gonna be one of those days today.
It looks like it, but here we are. It is what it is. But talk more about Christian Harris, right?
Yes, sir.
He is just like I say, super talented. He's strong. He's not afraid to just run through you to get to the quarterback, get to the opposing running back, anything like that. And he's got a ton of strength, right? He gets a lot of pressures. Like I said, 6'2", 232, a very good size. He's got good. You can see on the screen, right? He's strong too. He might not be the biggest player, but he's got some good muscle on him. We'll see what he can do with the NFL Combine. And also, he's got good burst too. He's not afraid to show off that foot speed to get where he needs to go. He dominates running backs, right? Whenever he's blitzing, he's able to get. That's why he has so many tackles for losses, just because his speed, his athleticism, his size. Plus, he can get pressure on the quarterback. 31 pressures on 116 pass attempts last year. So he's able to get to the quarterback also. That's why he's also got a good bit of sacks. But some things he could maybe improve on, because let's not face it, no one's a perfect prospect. Everyone's got to have something to work on. Right. He's a work in progress as a pass rusher, definitely more of a run stopper, as more of a pass rusher, getting to the quarterback. Also, he can locate the ball pretty good, but he is going to have to work on his just route recognition. He can sometimes get beat there. But I think with his power, with his long strides and everything, his good arms, I think he could definitely help out. And I think overall, right, whenever this guy is running at you, he's going to hit you hard. He's going to look good doing it. And there's a reason he stood out at Alabama, and there's a reason that he's going to get, I would assume his second day, right, on the round 2 for the NFL draft. Yep. I think he's going to go there. And if he can replicate what he did at Alabama in the NFL, he's going to have a very solid career for many years to come. And look, you can always bet, right, that an Alabama player is going to play for a long time in the NFL, regardless of their position. And I think that Christian Harris is going to continue that tradition come April. I like this guy. I can't wait to see what he does and most importantly, who drafts him in April for the draft.
Oh, we're definitely interested in that. And people, if you are Alabama fans, you know that these players are sought after, and there are already probably a lot of teams thinking about how they're going to land Christian Harris. They're thinking about their draft prospects and when their picks are and everything that's going to land for them so that they can get a man like this into their program. So, yeah, if everybody who's watching live, thank you so much. And if you're listening to our podcast, thank you again. We love our podcast listeners. You can go over anywhere that you listen to podcasts, including Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon, your home device where you can use your voice and say, hey, play 100 Yards of Football podcast. And we would love to have you over there. We've been growing so quickly. We have over 700. Is that right now? 700?
Yep, I think 710 plus, around that range. So over 700 for sure.
Over 700 amazing podcast episodes, including so many incredible history specials, interviews with very special players, NFL greats, Super Bowl legends, and all across the sports spectrum. We bring you the most high quality information about football that you can get in the entire world, I'd like to say. I can't quantify that, but I'm pretty sure it's true. So thank you so much for watching. I am your producer, Jeremiah Long, and you've been listening to our host, Mr. Logan Landers, give our NFL draft prospect with Christian Harris out of the University of Alabama.